Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, it's showtime. I'm back. Lens once more is back. My friend Tip Top is kicking my ass in leveling. He has no respect for us old folks, I tell you. We need to go up and talk with Gaspar.
I believe we sent you that we seek out the outcast queen, leader.
And back we go to Imperial Era.
Epoch. The rest will be up to you.
Which is where we started.
Yes?
Head to the forge. Don't have to head to the forge. I think maybe I need to actually talk to an NPC. So we will head to the forge. Yes, we do. Hence, the right decision was made by me. Doesn't happen all the time. I'll savor the moment. And the moment's gone.
What do you want?
Let's see, what should we drop an affix on that we might have extras? Maybe a resist would be good. What are we at? Fire's at 28. We probably could use fire because there's a lot of fire coming at me soon. Yep. Fire resist. We have 2 rather dinky little affixes for that we're going to use. 1 fire. We're going to use the other, and there we go. We're at 16% fire. That second roll is terrible. But hey, we're now at 44% fire resistance because there's lots of fire coming at us. Or will be. Good evening to those of you who've joined me. Thank you. You are most welcome indeed. The outskirts of Wellrun, but no longer the ruined Wellrun. We're now back in the past of the present that we started in. Hope that was clear to someone. Last Epoch drops? Yes, there are last Epoch drops, in fact, Marwives. And you are welcome to them. By watching me, indeed, yes. All you have to do is be watching anybody who's currently streaming. It's no longer they have to be on the magic approved list. Away. Another level for me. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go after 6 and 5. So I'm going to check on the build guide I'm following. Because while I'm not terrible at games, I'm not that great. Passive. Void Knight. Void Knight. Jeez. Louise, come on, you. 5 after 5, we're going into Void Waves. Twitch sub? I didn't get notified. I didn't get notified. Or did you mean that, boom, you gave it to someone else? Because, yeah, that's fine, too. I mean, I'd cry, but it would be fine. Where are the passives? They changed the hotkeys for everything. And now I get easily confused. Ah, there we are. Sub to me, I literally did not get notified. I did not get the Sonic notification. I did not get the notification. My last notification on the feed is spawn_doubt followed me yesterday. I got a raid yesterday. That's up there. It's possible that they're busy. Their Twitch, and Twitch is not especially, I'm going to go with the word competent. I need the 12th point in hammer time also. Hammers, passive skills, hammers. I don't have it listed here. I guess I can pick anything I like from here on out. Then I will. Let's see. More damage. That always does seem good. More damage multiplicative and costs less mana. The mana hasn't been particularly bad. Hammer throw now have higher chance to deal double damage. Well, double damage it seems good because it's like twice. It's nearly twice. Oh, that's right. We're in Imperium. Ah, I also did remember to download and then load the filter for this build. So many hammers. All of the hammers, all of the time. What's not to love? Actually, probably a lot of things, but... Another point. Sure, why not there? Because in the not-too-distant future, we're going to be doing some respecking and stuff. There used to be a box up there. These have so many hit points. They're so annoying. I missed him. I'm bad. Didn't miss them, though. Burn. 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 So, currently, at least last I checked, last Epoch was holding on to the number 5 position on the Steam charts, where it's been most of the day. About 135,000 earlier on. It got to, nope, this way. Got it to about 150,000 shortly after launch. I'm not sure what the cap was today, but good numbers and good enough for 5th on all of Steam. You guys mind? I'm trying to pick up my loot. They're so rude, the undead. You'd think they'd be a little bit better mannered, you know? Maybe that's just me. I don't know. These sculptors of blades are really the bone sculptors. Because they summon lots of mobs and they have shitloads of hit points. couple of thingies over here. This is one of the new chest types that can drop. I don't know if they have a special type of stuff that they are more likely to drop or what the deal is. And the other is one of the exiled mages, the temporarily exiled. Start with the box of free goodies. None now tend to the gardens below, the cave druid's tomb. Ah, lightless arbor key. Okay, cool. And then this is the imprisoned mage. Running away from the guy with the hammers doesn't always help because the hammers, and these are the hammers, circle him. He can, if he's clever, and you get hit by the ones he threw 15 minutes ago. We have the Mad Alchemist Ladle with legendary potential. This is an item that gets used in a lot of even endgame builds. A little more mana reduction would be good, as that was starting to take a little bit of a dent into the old mana stack arena. Look at all those just suckers lining up. That's right, dead end. Oh. Chest full of incredible, awesome loot. I just know it. Or, maybe 30 gold. Well, and a bunch of items that get filtered out, because I'm now running the filter for this build, which means the amount of stuff I'm going to be picking up is going to be significantly lower. Oh, how nice. I will definitely take... Oh, increased XP? Okay. We've got a bossy type mob over here. Flame Guard Sulla. Level 28. More throwing void damage. And we have Devouring Orb. Yay! There was much devouring of orbs. We're going to want to start putting points into that, so we want to head right back to the Outcast camp so that I can take a second without having to worry about mobs attacking me. That's one thing that PoE 2 has done quite well, is adding a pause button. Really shouldn't be that big a deal, and yet. Also, and yet. Minion health doesn't really help me. Come over here. We definitely want to keep the Mad Alchemist's Ladle, given that we already had the vanilla version. The Alchemist's Ladle, which isn't very mad, and now the mad one. Even with LP! How'd we do in the percentages? Not good. Mostly not good. Lower half, let's say. To be kind. Substantial ornate solar idol of dismantling. Chance to create a void essence on kill. Well, that does seem good. Meter shield of purity. Necrotic resist. That one has physical resist. My physical resists are a little low. That's a really good one, but not for this build. That also, but probably not for this build. And these we will sell.
Yes.
And we will take a moment now to respec out of lunge, which I was just using because I didn't have anything else to spec into yet. And we want to start speccing into Devouring Orb because that's going to end up being our big ticket. So we go south, east, go southeast, southwest. Oh. Yeah. We go south, southeast, southwest. So this makes the orbs, the devouring orbs orbiting me. So they're orbits. This is while moving, automatically cast devouring orb if it's not on cooldown and you have enough mana. And this is, it now deals void damage to enemies it collides with. We have 2 more points. I believe those were going northwest into Rift Color, giving us void penetration. Dirty. And how much is this going to cost us mana-wise? 18, and the cooldown is 4 seconds, so 18 mana every 4 seconds. We'll have to be a little bit more cautious with our hammer throws and keep an eye on it, but we should be just fine. They changed, they did us all a favor. We used to have to use the numlock trick to keep casting Devouring Orb, but they added a button, a spec point that we can put in to just keep them coming. We've got a loot lizard. That's my second Tome of Elements. Unsurprisingly, you don't really need to. Although dual book wielding would be a pretty cool build. So we're working our way towards Auto Bomber as the auto-rotating, auto-casting orbs is kind of what the deck does. You run around and you'll have 4 or 5 orbs circling you and they just murder it. The Ruined College. Search well. Okay, I can't get in. This is a new... Use the time rift to investigate the Great College in the Ruined Era. Right, so we go forward in time. Oh, they've made this much easier. They don't have to... You don't have to figure out that you need to go back in time. They've made it much easier. I imagine that some high percentage of people didn't realize that this was a quest you complete by simply going forward in time. Getting the key off the dead body of the guy you're going to kill in a minute. There's the key. Take the crest. just boogie on down. And go right back to the Great College, where now we can open the door that we couldn't open a minute ago. So they've streamlined that quest. That was sort of their introduction to the gimmick. It is to date the only real sort of gimmick they have done with the time travel. You know, go forward or back in time to catch this thing, to do that thing. And then go back with the thing you needed to get done. Frankly, I kind of expected they would do more with it. And then they probably have that in mind. I mean, you know they have more story in mind. Oh, we've got another nemesis. Get to him after we finish off these guys. Sir, I need you dead, sir. Please, thank you. Nemesis in here. I think that's our first eye. I remember what key temporarily unsets the filter. Auto compare. Only show items on the ground based Shift F. Add dots to show the number of affixes. Yes. Must be under the gameplay. Keycaps. Control scheme. They'd use portal, open windows, toggle user interface, toggle overlay. Loot filter toggle is X. Ah, hold. Right. So this is the stuff that the filter is picking up, is allowing for. And this is the other stuff that I'm just picking up because I want to have some yellows to sell and or deconstruct. But meanwhile, back at the Nemesis, we're going to empower a decayed skull and these other 3 items. Yep, that died much faster. Oh, another Rune of Ascendance. That's 3 of them. Rune of Ascendance is you choose just a regular item. And it gets converted into a random unique of the same type. So a one-handed sword will become a one-handed sword. But a unique. It's mildly gimmicky, but just a lot of fun.
Do that.
Got a chest. Noble Sash of Deflection. Wonder why that got red. Physical resists, I guess. Another chest. Device appears to be what the Mortal Empire uses to extract souls from their living victims. You can tell from the faces of nearby corpses that the process is excruciating. Return to Ancella. And then we've got a couple of things to go here. I'm not sure. Let's see. Where were we? going from here? There? Not sure. We'll check. Javelin points. And I think World Rot. Which just sounds delicious. What are you having for dinner? I'm having a little bit of World Rot. Would you like some? Yes. And yes, that's our next 4 points, all going into World Rot. Devouring Orb lasts longer and has a chance to inflict Time Rot on enemies each second inside the area of effect. Time Rot. Delicious. We'll head back to the camp. Cash in the quest. Right. Oh, and Sella, she's over on the other side. You can't use your traversal skills in town, but you can still roll. Dodge roll. Frankly, dodge roll works better in this game than it does in PoE 2 by a lot. PoE 2, you dodge, and you're actually slower than if you're moving, and the mobs run faster than you can dodge.
What do you want?
If they're chasing you. Passive point, gold, and experience. Void Waves. Are we putting all of those points into Void Waves? I don't know. I'm going to check. I'll check. Looks like yes, we are. Looks like we go all the way up to 8, and then we move adjacent to there. Dark Maw. Not Darth Maul. Dark Maw.
Yes.
Increase minion dam. Nah, that's no good for us. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to buy another tab. Start dropping off all of the stuff that is theoretically useful for this build. No. 2 books. Really think we can dual wield Tomes of the Element? I don't think so. What did we just get? Let's see. Monoregen Elemental. 15 Elemental? Necrotic. Jeez, that's the best amulet I've ever laid eyes on. That's a slight exaggeration. But realistically, that's really stupidly good resists. Insane resists. How is that even possible? Oh, increased elemental damage. Okay. And then necrotic and fire resist. Still really good. Yeah, lightning, fire, and necrotic resists. I'm okay with that. Big help on the necrotic. Now we need to go back to Welrun. Looking for signs of the outcast mage. And Marwise, if you're still watching, I have not gotten notified about your sub. I blame, almost certainly, Twitch. Because technically they are, what's another word for inept? I'll go with inept, actually. That's fine. Ooh, 2 of them. Do not like. Look at all of those whirling, spinning hammers. Gold. I love gold. Oops, we do not like them because their attack can do a lot of damage if you don't get out of the way, and then they blow themselves up because they're poor losers. Emphasis on losers. Just because you're undead, that does not give you a license to be a jerk. It does kind of give you a license to smell bad. Kind of decaying. It's not your fault. Runes and glyphs are sent to the forge. It's nice that you no longer have to manually send the runes and glyphs. It was never a huge deal because, well, it's so much better than the alternative we get in most games. We didn't actually want to dive in on him there, but we did it, so fortunately we're good at killing bad guys. I'm off to the Risen Lake, which just means that the water's gone up, not like it's risen from the dead. At least I don't think. It could be. I cannot say for certain that it hasn't risen from the dead. Because, as Blue Oyster Cult once pointed out, John Crawford has risen from the grave. Most people would know Blue Oyster Cult from Don't Fear the Reaper. But they also used to tour when they wanted to play little clubs and stuff under the name Soft White Underbelly. I saw them as Soft White Underbelly once in a club of maybe 200 people. Which would have been, mid-17th century would be about it, given how old I am.
Stand down or die.
But it was awesome seeing a big name band in such a small venue. I need to work on my javelin throwing, although actually I don't, because I'm not going to be using the javelin for too terribly much longer. Basically, we do a bunch of respecking at, I think, 37. More world rot. The Soul Warden's Road. Good night, Marwise. Take care, my friend. I've known Marwise for, I don't know, almost 20 years now. We met in Lord of the Rings Online, and he was one of my killers. Been a friend ever since.
Stand down or die.
Another quest completed. Another passive point obtained.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Why did you have to move out of the fire? You were doing just fine dying there on your own. I tell you, sometimes they just won't do the least little thing to keep me. Had to wait for them to line up just right so that I could burn them there. It's the little things, you know. The Risen Lake. I think all games have these certain mobs that aren't like incredibly difficult or anything, but they're just annoying. And I think every game probably needs some mobs that are not particularly powerful, but are just generally, summoner mobs fall into that category. We've got a... shrine. Repeatedly throw hammers at nearby enemies. Hey, what do you know? I was doing that already. Some of these are mine. Some of these are just automatically generated by the... I haven't pressed the cast button for a while now. Let's get this guy open. Take advantage of all of our extra hammers. And just annihilate him. Uwu Orb Mommy. Void Knight is the first to reach level, I think, 88, and that's got to be the Ali, whose build I am playing right now. I'm in essence playing the same build. At least I assume it's the same build, although I know she's doing a race to 100. I know, so her build, if it's not the same, is close to being the same. Or starts the same. I'm not sure what difference she may have made. You know, for it to be a really endgame worthy build. Yep, power again one more time. As opposed to just sort of a build anyone can use for leveling. It's a good first build for the season because you can use it to get just a whole bunch of gear, and then you can link up your characters later. Additional characters. Oh, that was tasty. So she is currently winning the race to 100 because she's the first one to 88. Right, we're off to the Corrupted Lake. I myself am currently at level 29, so I'm only 59 levels behind. I'm a close second. But with that name, it has to be Ali. Sure. Don't recall this way, I think, but I am unsure if that is correct. Oh, potentially useful weapons, items, things. Also, I think on the list is items that are supposed to be shattered for the affixes. That was nice. They just died in a most satisfying fashion. I do like that they enjoy it. There's an awful lot of poop on the ground, guys. Seriously, could you stop? Purple poop on the ground everywhere.
Stand down or die.
He didn't last long. How about his little friend over here? He's not going to last long either. A one-handed sword. That's my third Irun's penance. I got 2 from my first 2 nemeses. And now a third. I will travel back to where I originally came from. The Risen Lake in the Imperial era. See, you've got the 5 eras of time. And the same maps appear in each. But they're very, very, very different. Very different. That was the worst javelin throw in the history of javelin throw. Oh, there we go. Oh, delicious. We finished. Next up, we go down to Dark Maw. Absorb health on kill. And also increasing our health. Because we're Void Knights, but we're also big on fitness. Hi, how you doing? Nice to see you. I hope everyone's having a great evening. Hi, guys. You're doing great work here. Keep it up. We're all counting on you back home. Do I have any, no additional
Welcome,
chests.
traveler.
Expecting, blah, blah, blah. Need to find Alrek, and we're under attack.
May Eterra smile upon you.
Stand down or die.
Bad javelin lens. Bad javelin lens. Come on, he's Cyrenus the Accuser. You can do better than that. He deserves your best effort. You're just not giving it.
Welcome, traveler. May Eterra smile upon you.
Oh, there had some minor difficulties for about the first, 20 minutes or half an hour, but after that, everything's been just fine. Had 2 DCs. What is... Oh, was that... Uh-huh. That was a loot lizard, which are less frequent than they used to be, which is fine. Chasing them down all the time, Hard to say no to loot. Where was I going after this? Don't recall. I think that was just up to 10, but let me check. Gotta check. Skills. Oh yeah, she just spent 10. Oh well. Continue to put points in because I'm still like 7 levels from over where I'm gonna swap. So I'll just drop them wherever I feel like. Maximum physical penetration, lightning penetration. Yeah, I'm not doing lightning with these. I'm doing fire. What on earth are you even talking about? Fire damage per point. Lightning damage, melee, ignite. Gains additional spell damage based on your increased Healing effectiveness. Lightning damage. Damage per point. It's burning, isn't it? Yeah, it's burning. Physical throwing. We put 1 point in. I guess we had to get there. Attack speed, forceful hurl. I'm going to hurl forcefully. Don't try this at home, kids. I'm a professional. Another loot lizard. Two uniques. Prism Wrap's excellent for castery stuff, at least at the beginning of a run. The other thing. You gotta be kidding. Another Irunes? No, the ring. Okay. Phantom Grip. +1 to all minion skills. Critical strike chance. Minion critical strike. I don't have minions. Oh, forged weapons. Interesting. Okay, it's a forged weapons minions item. Something slowed me. Doesn't like that. Not nice to fool Mother Nature. Grandfather Lens. Used to be an ad campaign. It's not nice to fool Mother Nature. I think it was from Marjorie. That is another champion mob, I do believe. A Carnage champion.
I cannot do that.
Interesting. Didn't drop, well, much in the obvious way of loot. More automatic hammer throwing. I don't have to, I'm just walking. I'm having a nice walk here in this area. And these hammers are coming out of nowhere. I'm not even pressing my right click. They're just spawning on their own and killing another. Unique. Okay, I'm not going to say no. It would be rude to refuse the gifts of the gods. It would be impolite and possibly not tactically wise. Because gods. Oh, good. Drops gold. Perfect, because we're about to leave the map. So any buff we wouldn't have been keeping for very long. The Fallen Tower. It's fallen and it can't get up. That's another old guy commercial reference. I am loaded down with stuff. So I will go back to the outcast camp to unload some of my stuff. Ooh, snap, crackle, pop. Back at Crispies. Let's see, we'll sell the stuff that we know we're not going to be using. Not that there's going to be a bunch of that, but...
Yes.
Keep in mind it's checking the filters. Basically, it's not, most of the time it's not checking for numbers. It's not saying, you know, plus 20 to health. It's just saying plus to health. I want to keep that one. Throwing damage. I believe we already have 2 throwing damage on our. It's got a good poison resist. Even though it's a blue, I'm going to wear it. I'm going to use it. Even though it's a blue, I could add a couple things to it, but... it's just not that important right now. We're just leveling. We're buzzing through stuff as quick as we can. Which in my case is not especially quick, but it's okay too. Vit, damage reflected to attackers, lightning resistance. This has got more armor, it's got cold resist, it's got strength, health. That, set that aside. Throwing damage, that's a big buttload of throwing damage. Ooh, but this one has hammer throw. We would lose a point in hammer throw. I think we want to keep this one. We're going to shatter that one for sure. Shatter, shatter, shooby. I actually think that one's doesn't have anywhere near the block effectiveness. It has slightly better resists. Alright, we'll go with the one the game tells us. I'm going to choose to believe the game. What was it? V? Yeah, they changed it to V. I'm going to shatter my first item. Would like to get 3 throwing damage. How many we got? We have 17 shattering runes. We would like to get 3 outgoing throwing damage affixes. We got all 3. And the chance to... boy, we got all the best stuff out of that. Honestly, we did.
Well.
Stashed out 1. Note, this is now my 3rd Irun. And I think there's a 4th already in the oven. I had the wrong button pressed. But looking at it going, what? Ah, evade is replaced by summon crab. I have no burning desire to summon crabs. Oh, we've picked up a couple more spaces for adorable little idols. Oh, actually, we can do is this, move that one there, and grab one of the verticals. Let's see. Additional fire. Shield throw. I want to do a shield throw build. Doesn't appear like any of my verticals are actually worth using right now. The fire resist might not be bad because we are going to be heading fire in the not too distant future, but we're not there yet. Lightning resist, fire resist, void resist. No. I talked myself into the fire resist. Critical strike chance and fire. Yeah. That'll work. Fine. All right, we've almost cleared out everything. This goes there and goes there. We are now traveling towards Fatima. Where Admiral Harton awaits. Because Harton hears a who. I always have to make that joke. Quote unquote joke, really. That is World Rot complete. Sort of a semi-named boss. I mean, it's named. It's a named semi-boss, and it's probably better description. Vital worn plate of purity. My God, my mouth is just not working very well. 538. So that's worth 21 health. Not that much. Oh, wanted to pick that up. But an extra couple of vit, we give up the strength. I think for now, fine. Activates Warpath. Oh, now we're constantly running around and warpathing the entire time. Mana free warpathing. Ding 31. We want our shards, man. Oh, hand. Gonna last? No, that's it. Hoping we still had the time to be able to use it on stupid Nemesis, but no. Go back and get the Nemesis. Sacrosanct. These jerks. Nemesis awaits. And it is completely empowered. That is a lot of vitality. Good. I want that chest piece. Health regen, necrotic, physical, and fit. Those are both really quite good. Lightning cracks. Well, not really. It just kind of thunders. Oh my goodness, he's dead. That's just so sad. I'm over it. That's really quite good. 4 strength and 19 vit and 48 forging potential for me to make it even freaking better. Although we'll remove that because we don't want the T6 is sealed. I didn't realize it was sealed. Oh my god, that's so good. Sealed tier 6, the same as fractured in PoE. Health seems like always a good choice. Those can't be applied. Which ones can be applied? Available to be applied. Mana, attunement, dex, damage reflected, or damage reflected to attackers. Of those choices, mana, I think. Actually, we could use some. So we will add that. That gave us an additional tier of mana. I'm going to stop right there for now because it's already so good it makes me want to weep. We've got another shrine over here, so let's grab that. More gold. I like gold! Another calamity. That's the second one of those. Gotten. Pardon me. That was the worst javelin I've thrown in the last minutes. We've got another champion. That Javelin was better. Lots of shards. Good. We like lots of shards. Oh, we've got another shrine. We've got another level of Dark Maw. 6 levels to go until I think we change over to the full build. Not sure exactly what required. Change that up. Imperial Fatima. Scholar's Jade Ring of Tenacity. That had throwing damage. One of these doesn't. For this part of the build, throwing damage is what is operant, because that's the thing. Melee damage doesn't affect the thrown hammers. Would you stop running away and just take your punishment? More resist, or more shards, I mean. It's just so delicious. One of the nice things about starting off the game with a build like this is you crank out a lot of shards for future builds so that you can spiffy them up. Does anyone use the word spiffy anymore but me? Shards. We've got another named mini-boss down here. Coming up. He is. Praetor Tyrannus. That's Tyrannus, not Tyrannus. Tyrannus was, of course, Darth Grievous. No, not Grievous. Darth Tyrannus was... Oh, Christopher Lee. Count Dooku. There we are. The brain returned. The requested information after a short delay. Kind of the way my brain works now as I grow older and closer to senility. I'll think about the information I want, and it will take it a few seconds for it to register in my brain to come back with the information I have requested. Stay young, kids. That's my advice for all of you. Just stay young. That's it. Nothing complex, nothing complicated, just stay young. Simple. How tough could that be? All right. The Darkling Pier. Not much of a map, really. Let's get on a boat. The Imperial Dreadnought. It's a really big boat, as you can see. A waypoint. Ding 32. Shrine. Assassin Shrine. I'm firing out daggers in all directions. This guy's bad. Don't like him. Not a bit. Not a bit of it, you know. Quite the sort of unfriendly type. Not making any friends anywhere he goes. Shards. I could get them through the wall. Magic, you know, that's how you can explain something like that. It's just magic. And up onto the main decks. So what, I played 4 hours earlier, I think. Another hour now. They don't have a slash played? Seriously? Disappointing. Dark Maw! Oh, that's where we came in. Don't want to go back out the way you came in. That would be foolhardy.
Stand down or die.
Or die. I'm not sure where we go after that. I'll have to check after when we hit the beach, which we'll be hitting in 3 minutes. Before. Echo Beach. Far away in time. Yeah, just those simple 2 points I put into mana increased my mana by about 1/3. So it should definitely be less of a problem. You know, not that it was actually any kind of significant problem before, but I don't really have to worry about it. We got a loot lizard. Where did he go? Stop going in directions other than where I'm firing my fire, please. Thank you. All right, Harton's waiting, and we want to go... Oh, was it all? I guess it was. Shards. Okay, Harton, let's go. On bosses, they have a warding thing that'll show up every 25%, where they have a diminishing shield. You can see it right there, going away over time, but it also, you can out-damage it.
I cannot do that.
You get Alric out of his cage.
I'll take that as a yes. Get to the railing and give a signal when you're ready.
And even though I'm wearing plate armor, I'm going swimming. Swimming in the ocean. Swimming in
It
the
is a
pool.
wonder I didn't drown in my
Swimming
armor.
is cool. I go swimming.
You washed up safely, it seems. Problem is, she's dead. Yes, I'll hang back and I'll only slow you down. Please, go on without me.
back real quick to up here. The outcast camp. I already have 2 of these. I am doubling up on my uniques like nobody's business. Or tripling up in some cases. So that's 2 vials of volatile ice, 2 calamities, and a legendary decayed skull, as it has a random affix applied, 162 armor, which makes it not unique but rather a legendary. Did I already change that out? Yes, I did, because I added mana. Yeah, really quite good. I mean, that one's not bad. Critical strike. We want to shatter that one. Increase melee damage. Fire resist, increased armor, increased physical damage. I want to hold on to that one. No. Fire damage, elemental resistance, and lightning resistance. No. Strength health. No, 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 no. That's a lot of health. My current boots. Strength, a little bit of void resistance. Does it have any movement? Armor and +1 evade charge. +1 evade charge. We want to craft onto that, I think. I think it will be lovely once it is crafted upon. What does this one have? That I was keeping it. Oh, hammer throw. Damage. Yeah, that's actually really good. The rest of these, probably... Another Isidora's Tomb Binding. Let's see, 213, 215, 26, 27, 80. The cast speed probably makes this one slightly better, but not much. So we need to sell. All of this stuff. I have 48,000 gold. Because I'm rich. I'm rich, you know. We want to hold on to this one for somebody else. And that one for somebody else. Health regen. Pretty good. This goes in, at least for now. And this, well... Physical resist is good. Tier 3 health. The evade charge is good. Everything is good. This is wonderful. Available to be applied. Additional movement speed. We don't have any affixes for that. Int, strength, vent. Let's go with strength. And how are we doing on Glyphs of Hope? Pretty good. These reduce the amount of forging potential you'll lose. Ugh. Physical resist. Okay, that's all of the crafting we can do onto this one, but the evade charge makes it good. The physical resist is good. Health is good. Phys resist is up to 40. Good. Lightning's a little low. The rest of them look pretty good from where we are in the game. Those are really good resists.
Yes. Be well.
All right. Off we are to Majelka, which requires us to go back to the beach.
You're still here.
Just leaving. Pardon me. Ooh, our latest nemesis. What goodie will they have hidden away? I'm excited to see. Dark Stride. Movement speed, void cleave, void damage, movement speed per added melee, void damage. Increased void damage. We definitely want these, but we're going to empower it twice, hopefully, and not die. Also empowering that while we're at it. Didn't last long. My badassery quotient is going up. I'm not a badass yet. But I'm getting badasser. Okay, we can't get through this yet. That comes later after we reach the oracles. Code. That's another level for me. Just putting in, yeah, forceful haul because, you know, more penetration. If I'm going to hurl forcefully, I want more penetration. Maximum penetration. Cast fireball at nearby enemies. They all deserve it. And we are off to the Majasan Desert. These guys are annoying because they're those kind of mobs that turn into another mob. Kill them and out of them pops another mob. It's another one of those mobs that I described earlier as just not like incredibly dangerous or likely to kill you or any of that. They're just good use of, oops, we've got a shrine. Good use of the javelin is throwing it behind you. The mobs will be encouraged to get in a line directly behind you and run in fire. They have not undergone the training that we MMO players have, where we have learned the painful way not to stand in the fire. I'm not sure those guys are spitting out mobs at me. This guy wants to talk to us. Don't worry, he's dead, but I try not to hold it against him. Now, as we get into this, not the Wraith Dunes, the next map, there is a place where I have frequently died in the past. We'll see if we can avoid that this evening. I have not yet died. So we're going to pretend that I'm playing hardcore. No, okay, it does spit out a mob. The mob just dies pretty quick. And we have another champion. And a loot lizard.
Stand down or die.
Ride Amasa the Cursed.
I cannot do that.
Ooh, he's got actual mechanics and whatnot. Oh, my first Oh, I thought it was one of the enchanted. Later on, there are idols you can get that have additional affixes. I didn't go into great lengths studying the new stuff that's available with this season.
I cannot do that.
But I know they added a lot of endgame stuff. Which was the biggest weak point for the game, was the endgame was not particularly interesting. The new stuff seems like it'll add a significant amount of longevity to the endgame. Oh, I missed something. Oh, no, I can get that from here. Not sure I could have gotten it the other way. Yeah, here we go. Burn, please. Thank you. Yeah, that's fine. Undead Hydras. Regular Hydras. Kind of not impressive. Undead Hydras? Now we're a little more impressive. Marketing really recommends the new improved Undead Hydras. The regular vanilla flavored Hydras just weren't selling as well, so we decided we needed something to, improve the
I cannot do that.
the product line. Well, he's going to spit out fire for a while. Argolos the Blessed. I don't think he's all that good. I was not impressed. We got something else over here. Oh, this is new. I'll open the chests. Ooh. Rainbow Edge. Low level. And this is 75% less damage taken from distant enemies. Sadly, I'm going to be up close to them. That's just the way it is. This. Nagasa Gem Shrine. One of the gems. Take one of the gems to show Raj. Okay, it's just a storyline. Fight. It was not. I accidentally hit the volatile reversal. Which used to be basically a skill that everybody took if they could, if they're playing this class. But nobody ever used. Basically, they took it for the passive buff. It's the passive buff so good. Well, now it's a traversal skill. You can use it to teleport to a mob, do an attack, teleport back away to where you were originally, and attack in that way. How much I'm going to be using it as anything other than the traversal skill. I am not quite the level of awesome gamer that some people are. I know that'll just surprise you because I seem hyper competent. Spoiler, not really. Let's see if any of this is an uppie. That. We're just going to slot that because that's going to add 8 lightning damage to our hammer throw right off the top. 6 throwing damage. This one's got 4. That one's got 3. 6 is higher. Study your math, kids. Key to the universe. 43 and 15% increased melee attack speed and melee cold damage. You know, I think you guys have had a pretty good run. Time for me to go back to two-handed murder. And if not murder, yeah, a little bit of maim around the sides. You know, you don't want to make a big deal out of it, but a little bit of maim, sure. I'm good with that.
Now, it's time. The oracles. The way the oracle. Hey, now. I've seen how you handle yourself.
All right, let's see. Defeat Imperial forces and find the Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby, and Diamond Sigil. This is the map where we are heading towards a place that can be very, very dangerous. I die there. Great. I would rather not repeat that experience, but, you know. More Dark Maw. Nom, 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 nom. That's level 35. What's that? New spell specialization. Okay, this is a dangerous place, but not the dangerous place I was talking about. This guy lays mines down. You get caught. They hurt a lot. Him. Need to talk to him, and again, this is one of those cases where the conversational options really get in the way of the gameplay. Now the bad place is coming up here, right over here in the mini-map. We cross a bridge, I think it is. Take my time and I kill the people behind me, and we make it over here and get to the shrine. Assuming the shrine is a useful one at all. Shouldn't have any. It is Shrine of Chaos. Oh, it's casting Chaos bolts. Here's the guy we needed to talk to. You sure you're okay? Okay, but that's fine. Now he's dead. Like undead, only without the un. We managed that quite niftily. And then I threw, once again, the worst javelin of all the world's javelins. We have another champion. Soul Tank Tauros. Oh, yeah, he's bad. Briefly gains damage when hit. Has more health. Oh, he hits really freaking hard. He definitely hit quite hard. But I didn't die. Tough. Manly. Okay, neither of those is actually true. My character's tough. And perhaps, I don't know enough about what we just met today. The bone furnace, but I have a big damage reduction on it, so I think I can just sit here and face tank it. I'm gonna say that worked.
3. No. 4 layers of arcane. When she told me it'd take the courage of
No.
I didn't expect this.
And the nemesis. We're gonna re-empower. Okay, let's go. I do not any longer have the big defensive debuff on me. Fortunately, didn't need it. Alright, next time we get whatever the goodies he's carrying are. Okay, we finished up the maw. What do we get after the maw? Also, we have points here. Where do we get after that? We got 4 points in there, and then Void Adept and Hollow Orb, both to the northeast. Void Adept and Hollow Orb. Devouring Orb lasts longer, but a Devouring Orb Void Rift no longer increase in size. That's fine. We've got 6 points waiting for us in our next skill. We are at level 35. I think 2 more levels, and we do the full-fledged flip over with the skills and everythings. Yeah, looks like we're pretty much keeping 2 orbs now up at all times. Ooh, even 3. I'm going to go back to, we don't have the Oracle's Abode ready yet for us. Nope, not there. We do make this a little bit on the cumbersome side. There we are. All right, our next skill. I don't think we have it. I don't think it's available to us yet. Passives. The next passives here, after we finish up with the Maw, are 1 in Rot Ripples, and then we move on to Renouncement. 1 in Rot Ripples, time rot chance, 10% per point. Time rot spread on kill chance, 17%. 1 to open up this, and then we go to Renouncement. Cast speed, chance to cast Void Beam at the target when you directly cast Smite. I haven't been casting Smite. Should I be speccing into Smite? Wait. I don't have any points. Oh, okay. That's fine then. So that'll hold the next 5 points. And I think that is, according to this, the end of the leveling tree. So let me check the real build. After we're done with the leveling part, we move over to the real build. There's Smite, Anomaly, and Symbols of Hope. Devouring Orb, Smite, Anomaly, Volatile Reversal. All right, Anomaly, we get it 30 points in. Smite. 30 points in, how close are we? We are at 25, so 5 more points gets us Anomaly. Should we want that? We'll be losing Javelin, so we can go ahead and start putting points right now into Smite. Smite, Smite, Smite. Looks like the first points are, we've got 6, I think. East 213. Make sure that's correct. It is correct. Pillars of Light. Sacrifice node costs less points. Volatile reversal. We haven't been using Rive. We can go ahead and slot Smite in there. We'll see how that feels. I think eventually we just end up running around throwing Smite while our orbs autocast and everything just dies. Then we also have Anomaly. I think we do have to use the what is referred to as the key lock trick to keep that on autocast. All right, sell, sell, sell. Keep in mind a lot of these things. Ooh, 12% health. That is chunky. Well, right now I like this better. I'm going to hold on to this one because it's chunky. Or if you prefer chunky. I mean, I'm not going to pick nits. Although I frequently do. Did I just do that? I wanted to fucking sell. I clicked on the wrong goddamn thing. The gods mock me. Mock me. I can't blame them. I am eminently mock-worthy. This is one of those where I'm not going to actually take the blame. The NPC shouldn't be standing right next to the stash. It's incredibly stupid, especially because there's a whole bunch of players standing around. So you might not be able to see exactly where you are. And you'll end up doing what I just did. Cannot recommend. All right, back to where we were, down here in going to the Oracle's aid. We have not yet made our way to the Oracle. Here in Silicon Valley, Oracle is a big company, and it is often said that Oracle is an acronym for one rich asshole called Larry Ellison. As he's the asshole who owns it, or owns most of it. And in essence, I've never heard anyone who ever had to work with him say a good thing about him. I think he tried to buy the Warriors and got outbid. Thank goodness.
Do that.
Oracle is not a beloved Silicon Valley company. Let's just put it that way. Even the people who use their products don't particularly care for it. Probably should have. Oh, I don't know. Wouldn't have been helpful in the fight anyway. All it was a bunch of gold. But hey, I like gold.
This square, I wish I'd seen it. I can only imagine how she feels.
Stand down and die.
Level 36. Oh my god. So close I can almost taste it. Renouncement. What point do we start? Casting Smite to destroy all things. Just trying that out, you know, just seeing how it feels. Not there yet. Another point in Smite, though. I assume the rest of those points are going into atonement, but I probably, yes, they are. Better check. Ah, right, removing the sacrifice cost. I have an allied ice beetle. Doom, 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 doom. And now I release freezing waves, which I'm sure the beetle will really enjoy because it's an ice beetle. It's sort of like a water park for the beetle. A shrouded overseer of being dead that I so fast I couldn't even read what the affixes were. 100% damage reflection. Oh, whoop, but before we head over there, we've got another champion over here.
I cannot do that.
Oh my god, he's just bouncing all over the place. Did not care for. Is that clickable? No, okay. Oh, that's all the loot he dropped that the filter filtered. Praetor Vularta. Let's give him some smiting action. Just trying it out, you know. Or we can just hit him with, you know, hammers. Hammers work.
Hidden so close. A word of advice. Don't ask her about the diamond matrons. You'll regret it.
Alright, we get the Ravenous Shrine, we step through, and it immediately peels off the shrine effect. Oh! I'll just burn. I will dispel the barrier and we'll go into the Oracle's abode. The Oracle awaits. Pardon the yawn. Had a terrible night's sleep. She's got a quest.
Yes?
Here's the example of just an absolute waste of my time in the game. There aren't many of these, but this is one.
Can I help you?
Good to meet you, or guessing you're the shopkeeper. Good to meet you. Yes. Is that fruit behind you? Take one of the fruit. Take a bite. It's barely sweet. Fruit goes down with ease, but you're still hungry. Damn or shop. That's it. The only other option, you'll click on him. Again, you will be offered the chance to talk with him or shop. The only thing you ever want to do with that guy is shop. And I mean ever. Strength, fizz, resistant, health. Less of all of those things. This, on the other hand, ward decay threshold. We don't use ward. Physical damage, increased health, and physical resistance. This is armor. What's our armor currently at? 972. We remove this. Goes down 10%. 35 to 25. On the other hand, this gives me increased health and physical resistance. Physical resistance is 68, so we're almost capped. It's 75, so I will hold on to this for another
Stay
character.
safe, traveler.
It's pretty good. It's pretty solid. So before we go to meet the Oracle, I'm going to take care of the other quest that I just got, which will require me to do some time travel again. Because time is on my side. Yes, it is. Ooh, 4. We've got 4 orbs, or forbs.
Stand down or die.
Stand down or die. Previously, this was unavailable to us, but now it is available to us. We're going to the ruined coast. Actually, forward in time, I think. Yeah. We're going to get the entrance to the Temporal Sanctum here, which is one of the dungeons. It is used to convert legendary potential on uniques, and is also the source of one of the big shortcuts in the game. You can use to get to the end game a little faster, but you have to have a dungeon key to get through to get out the other side. Smite. Let's drop that 5th point into atonement to now sacrifice. Node no longer costs us anything to cast smite. We no longer bleed or die or take damage when we smite. We do want to go up here because there was the Nemesis, and we this is our final go on this Nemesis, so he is going to give us 2 unique items amongst the other stuff that he's carrying. These ones I think I want to use. Oh, 85 health too. Delicious. was not happy time making. This is not an ideal place for us to be having this fight. Very constricted. Almost dead. Come on. Thank you. We'll grab the runes, the body armor, the toxic cultist scepter of freezing, and the boots. Boots, I think we just immediately swap in. They don't have the extra evade charge. That's unfortunate. Or the physical resist. They have 85 health, much more movement speed, charge for void cleave, melee void, increased movement speed per added melee void damage, and increased void damage. I'm not sure we actually use that just yet. Right now, most of our damage is basically coming through the hammers still. I don't know if there's anything over here we need to fight or should fight or any of that, but we can find out with a relatively quick trip. And the answer is there's a chest that almost certainly has value. 19 gold, I'm rich. After all, I only have 62,000, so I only have 3,000 times that. And some. Alright, we've unlocked that, but this is the thing we came here for. A bad man. Sad man. Missed me. Right, this is the thingy for the NPC. They wanted the Sapphire Tablet. This is an entrance into this Temporal Sanctum. We now, I believe, unlock the waypoint for the Temporal Sanctum. But we don't have a key, so we can't do the shortcut. Talk to him. Julra, the Chronomancer. Rules in there. What else did we get? We got 1 LP on this. 125 armor, 8 attunement, 12 strength, lightning resist, mana regen per uncapped lightning resist. And that minion spell and bow damage. I mean, it's certainly a keeper. Not for this build, but maybe some necro action, you know. Something like that. Where were we? We were in the Imperial era. The Oracle's abode. Yes? Yes. I have the tablet you wanted. That's more slots and stuff. Presumably we're throwing more points into renouncement. Let me make sure that that is the case. I will give this to Allie. Her build guides are exhaustive. Eventually we want to put more points in there, I guess. We want to yoink those because we're no longer going to be throwing things. That's true. So we're going to want 5 out of 6 in temporal corruption. The rest we're going to want in abyssal endurance. We'll start putting more points in there, I think. And we've got another point for this. Void Adapt, and then Hollow Orb, and after that... Void Adapt and Hollow Orb, let's see. Up into Abyssal Emission. Ew! Every 3 seconds, Devouring Orb releases an Abyssal Orb, which seeks enemies and detonates, dealing void damage. Seems okay to me. I have no complaints about that. Salesman, again, we're back over here. You'll note. Guessing you're the shopkeeper. Shop. Why not just bring up the shop menu after you've talked to him for the first time? Don't understand it. Come on, EHG. Throw me a bone here. There's no need for that. Just saying. And that will go into the uniques pile. If uniques is what you seek. And this will come down here. That will go into the future draft choice for other builds pile. Now we just need to talk to the Oracle.
I'm glad you made it. When I described you, the Oracle appeared interested.
And here's the Oracle.
She wishes to speak with you.
She's a snack.
Just remember, we shouldn't stay here long.
A Nagasa. Level 37. So before I head on, I think I'm going to do all of the stuff I need to do to respec. I'm not sure this is going to be especially interesting for the next 10 minutes or more. Am I going to need to respec? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I am going to have to respec a few points. So we need to go back to the end of time. Unless there's an NPC here who can do it. No. Back to the end of time. Hope doing well. Dope ID. Bet you'll love it. Yeah. I've already banned you on, or you've been here before. Not sure I know how to ban on YouTube. If so, I will do it. Nope, I don't know how. I'll have to track that down on my own time. The same bot message being sent by the same bots. Gotta say, not a fan. He's down here. Where we do our swaps. At level 37. Way down here in the build. Our build guide is exhaustive. I mean, it's got to be 20 pages. No exaggeration. 37. At this point, you'll finally be able to put 5 points into Renouncement, which will convert Smite over to scale off of prefix Vitality instead of Attunement. Oh, yeah, that would help.
Hello, traveler.
Respec Mastery Point allocations. We need 4 in there. We need the points back from Void Waves.
Hello, traveler.
I've got enough points to actually get that. I'm not sure if I can actually pull out 4, but I'm going to try. Respecting 1 point. Eek. I can't quite do it. can't quite do it. I don't quite have the points. I was afraid of that. Oh, well, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Oh. Should be able to yoink one out of there. Yeah, I should be able to.
Hello, traveler.
If a point in renouncement requires 25 points in Void Knight. Yeah, okay, I need one more spec point.
Do not
And then
dwell
I'll be able to
on
do my thing. Do the thing. Do a thing. Do something. So back to Majelka. But if I can recognize your name from spamming my streams before, and you come back again, fuck you. That's all. And having a name like that, well, you know, it's kind of a giveaway that that's a name I've heard before. You have a really distinctive name like that, assuming that's actually your name, which is probably a nom de plume. But he's got a dope idea. He obviously hasn't looked at my stream even once. Or he'd go, yeah, I'm not going to even bother with this guy because he's not going to think me saying I've got a dope idea is good. I'm going to think instead that he's a dope. And I do. Or a bot. I wonder what the hit rate they actually have on these sort of blind botting things. It can't be good. I know that. But I know historically, spamming and stuff doesn't. If you're sending out 1 million, you're going to get 1,000 responses. Add him on Discord. My ass. Drop dead, you puke would be my initial response. And if they came in and they said, "Hi, I'm a professional who specializes in this, and if you're interested, please contact me," I would at least have some respect for it. But no, they have to come in and lie. Oh, your stream is so awesome. I really enjoy it. In my experience, starting everything off with a lie, not necessarily the best call. But as far as I know, he's the only one who's I've run into that. YouTube, I get a lot of it. A lot of spam bots on Twitch. He's the only guy I remember seeing on YouTube, and I've seen him twice at least. Because I recognize his unique name. I'll say certainly for this is the case for Twitch. Twitch doesn't do a damn thing to sort of do away with it and continuing to show up. Which is part and parcel of their technical incompetence. Frankly, they're not a very technically competent group of people. But they don't seem to bother to even try to stamp out most of the botting stuff. And he's back. And he's dead. Getting close, about 2/3 of the way. Being able to finish up what we started to do. At which point we'll be able to use Smite more effectively, because it'll scale off our Vit instead of a stat that we don't.
I cannot do that.
Attunement, because you can attune a fish, but you can't attune a piano? I think that's supposed to be the other way around. Titan's Canyon. And now mobs come out to say hi.
Stand down or die.
Ooh, speed boost. We like to call it a spood beast. One of my friends in Watro got a speed boost and said, "Woo, I got a spood beast!" Accidentally, and busts up laughing because she realized that she was spoonerized. And for that group of players, it shall always be a spood beast. Now there is a guaranteed unique item over here. Just one that doesn't make many builds. Maybe not any build. But hey, it's guaranteed, so... Oh, and that is another of the champions, but... He does a pretty significant amount of damage, but he's dead. That wasn't the one I was even talking about. That's a really low level one. It's up here, out of this chest, if memory serves. I think a bunch of mobs pop up around us, but that's no problem. There it is, the small idol singularity. More hit damage if you only have one singularity equipped, but you can't deal crits. There we go. We now have Anomaly and Renouncement, which means we can now put our entire build online. Which I mean, have it do the things we need it to do. Back to the Oracle's abode. Take care of that, and then I'll probably be calling it an evening. Oof. Old man falling apart. Ooh. Right. P. We got that in place. We have Anomaly. So now Smite scales with, yep, we picked up that. So I'm going to be going through this now, take a little time to get it right. Smite. Symbols of Hope, Volatile Reversal, Anomaly, Smite. That's 5. Alright, so we go down next. Fissure. Under Smite target, directly costing Smite consumes 10 mana to cause a fissure underneath, dealing fire damage to enemies who stand on it. Last 3 seconds can only be triggered once per second. I'm going to be dropping this one pretty soon, if not right now. Probably right now. Possibly that one right now, too. I'm not sure. Given that I was throwing points at these to put them wherever I wanted to. I'm going to be tabbing back and forth. Good evening, Senegal. I wanted to thank you for the extra pair of eyes you provided while I was playing blueprints. Thank you very much. It was helpful, and it was group play. So it was cool. Thank you. I liked it. It was collaborative. That's the word I was searching for and not coming up with. It was collaborative. All the way down here again, level 37. Despecialize out of both hammer throw and javelin to smite and volatile reversal. They're both coming out. I already have smite. Smite and volatile reversal. But not yet. Volatile reversal and anomaly? Smite along with Fallen from Grace will now deal void damage and will be used for bosses to do more DPS. Main damage from here will be void bolts that renouncement will trigger alongside Fissures. Fissure on Smite's tree. Volatile reversal will now place lunge as my movement skill. Okay, volatile reversal. Now start following the passive tree included there. Yeah, I already started. Main playstyle from here is just to use volatile reversal to move around, ideally teleporting on top of enemies. Again, its DPS benefits. It needs to hit something with the AoE, happens with teleport. Devouring Orbs will automatically cast due to Abyssal Rush, which we already have. We're no longer a throwing build. And we're looking for Vitality and spell damage. So that's going to be the volatile reversal. What's the healing hands? Is the last one, right? I think. Important. At this point, you should unlock anomaly. Use your fourth on that. Right. Okay. So it is anomaly. We respec out of this entirely. It's been grand. Respec out of this entirely. I think you're really enjoying seeing the game's lore, puzzles, and mechanics without needing to replace a monitor that was somehow thrown into a wall or possibly a well. Yeah, I understand. You know, if you get a little too energetic. No, it was awesome. Thank you. The streams were better because of you. The game was more enjoyable for me because of you. Thank you. And I'm not even sucking up. I actually mean that. Sucking up will come later when I ask you to send money. Anomaly. And the other was volatile reversal. Volatile reversal. All the way back up here. Volatile reversal, the first 6 points go. Southeast for 3, southwest, northeast, southeast. 3, 1, 1. Termination, volatile reversal deals more damage. Second combo ability now jumps you forward in time to your target instead of backwards. Dissipation. Dark Expanse. Ooh, that sounds scary. Anomaly. I'm attempting to not. I used to jokingly refer to it as a monoly. And then I started saying it without thinking about it. So, anomaly. I'm going to try to stick to the right word, actually. All right, southeast, southeast. And then northeast. Enemies hit by anomaly are afflicted with Time Rot. Excellent. Anomaly leaves behind a time bubble for 5 seconds, which slows enemies and shreds their void resistance. Also excellent. Time bubble duration is increased by 80%, and Time Lord. Wow. Time bubble now cast on yourself and moves with you, but anomaly costs more mana. I don't quite have enough points for that. I'll have that in a skosh. But then we'll be casting anomaly manually. All right, we need volatile reversal there. Devouring orb there. Smite there. That will be auto-casting anomaly. And that means our hotbar is now not quite correct. Almost, nearly sort of correct. That is, for now, going to be empty. That's going to get Things of Hope. Sigils of Hope. Something like that. I'll have to put some points into Paladin to get Symbols of Hope. Not sure at what point we go chasing that, but we will. And let's see. Vitality now is our main stat. Oh, that thing is so good. Sorry. That was unnecessary. And yet, it tasted so good. We're now also being castery, I do believe. Instead of hammer timing it. That is damage over time. Void damage. What's the stuff I saved? Here we are. That's the 19-bit. It's chef's kiss. I don't know if any of this. We did hang on to this. We wanted to use these, I think. Yeah. Increased damage over time, I believe, was what we want. Spell damage. I better double check. Pardon me, this is the boring part. My God, it's so big. Sorry. When I say it's so big, I am talking about the details that she goes to in her spec. Scepter or wand, unless you have a Nagasa scimitar. Make sure to craft your Forgotten Knight set on a Nagasa scimitar. Forgotten Knight set. Ah, that's right, with the set bonuses. Otherwise, use a scepter or a wand, ideally. Right, okay, scepter or wand. Damage over time and void damage. And I think that's what that thing had. Forgotten Knight, but otherwise, Mountain Shield, Carapace Shield, or Ship Wheel. We're looking for health and all resists. So this has damage over time. And it has an open affix. So this is going to be a cell. It's a cell. Cell. Spell damage. Not sure. I don't think we want to go without the shield, but we might. Damage reflected, elemental resistance, increased elemental damage, spell damage, dodge rating, mana spent, gained as ward. Worth trying. I can't use it. Why can't I use it? Because I'm not level 52. Well, yeah, that could be the issue. Yeah, that's possible. Void damage, elemental resistance, and void resistance. Since we no longer need the throwing damage affixes. Yeah, that seems logical to me. That void damage and resists would be good. We have over here throwing attack, intelligence throwing attack, fizz, necrotic, poison resistant, a little health. That's better than what we're currently using. We have a shield over here. We do not. That had hammer throw, which we don't need any longer. Poison resistant health. We can use this for now. We don't want to use the unique or that unique, so we'll sell these and we'll hop back here and see if there's anything else that stands out that we do want to use. I don't think so, but I have been known to be wrong in the past. Hard as that may be for you to believe, it's true. Anything in here that we would want? Increased poison. That's all the kinds of minion stuff. That's 3 vit versus 19 vit. Now vit is our big oomph. That's what we want. We do have a couple more spaces for some small idols. Void essence on kill. We've got enough space. I can yoink that, and yoink that, and yoink that, and yoink that. Does reduce the number of options we have. That one is we don't need on account of we no longer are doing the hammer throwy stuff. Cold resist. What do our resists look like? Cold looks good. Fire looks good. A little bit of health and stun avoidance. We'll do a little more killing before I call it an evening. We'll see how this works for us now. Raye. Shield throw. I want to put this over here because I want to build a shield throw build. Basically love shield throw builds. I just find them fun. And why do we play? We play to have fun. Mostly. We need the void resist. We are overcapped on void resist. Bleed to void damage and a little bit of vit. Yes, please. I will take that. Increase damage over... Really wish it wouldn't do that. Increase damage over time. Up here we have cold and fire and a little bit of lightning. And our idols are now in place. We sell the crap and then we're going to go start murdering. Murder will be commencing...
Can I help you?
Very shortly.
Stay safe, traveler.
Jelka Way Station. Titan's Cavern. Next is to find the way there, right. Okay. I've finished bouncing around. Oh, I didn't do the respec, but I don't think I need to do the respec right now. But I do need to get Anomaly into auto casting. Devouring Orb should be auto casting like that. Thank you. There we go. Doesn't seem to be auto casting. Why is it not auto casting? There we go. Now it's auto casting. As you move. Oh, that's right. Yeah, as you move. All right, now the anomaly. I need to relearn what is known in ARPG land as the numlock trick. It's been used in ARPGs for time immemorial. Right, trick. Numlocked. Numlocking. Anomaly to automate it. Go into keybinds and set up a secondary bind on the skill slot. You will have anomaly. So I'm going to have anomaly in the same as R. So go to settings. Keybinds. Change input keys. R is also going to be 9. Numpad key 9. Turn on numlock on the keyboard. It is on. And hold down the numpad keybind you set up for that skill slot while still holding the key down. Press numlock again to turn it off. If done correctly, anomaly will be held down and the game will auto-cast it. It should be auto-casting now. It's also supposed to be casting around me, I thought. There's the auto-casting on that. And there it is. Is it supposed to follow me around? I don't remember. But, well, I'm going to go ahead and just start running around and blowing shit up. Woo! I think it's the anomaly is supposed to be cast around. I think maybe I need one more point for that. But it's not going to keep us from blowing everything up. We're going to be blowing everything the bleep up. Congratulations, I'm now blowing everything the bleep up, as predicted.
I cannot do that.
I think I do need one more point on anomaly to make it so it casts on me and stays on me. Whereas right now it's just casting, I believe, on where I have the mouse. But once it's following me, then basically all I do is run around it. This is what is referred to as an auto bomber, where basically the skills kind of take care of themselves. In this particular case, most of the damage is going to come, or at least a good chunk of the damage, most, I think, is actually going to come not from the smites I'm casting, which you can see is these bolts from on high, but actually from the orbs that are surrounding me. And, see the big flashy yellow thing? That's the smite. Mostly I need to be up close and personal with things so that they get hit by my void orbs, devouring orbs. A vortex pennant. So it's not quite entirely... Oh, we got the point we need. I think an anomaly. Time Lord. Time bubbles now cast on yourself and moves with you, but it costs. Yeah, I don't care. We have no points. We have a couple more to spend here. Let's see. I think Dark Expanse is where we're going. Well, let's step through because I think that's a non-mob filled place. So now the build will be just getting better from here on out. See, I don't know if we got Devouring Orb or not. Next one, a Devouring Orb, I think is Sightless Star. Smite is, we got 5 in Atonement. Anomaly was to there, right. Smite was to there, aftershock, and then there, I think. 2 points. In smite. Oh, well, that's double, triple, quadruple check. We want to be right. Fallen from grace, I think we want. Yeah, we do. My bad. All right, that's smite. And over here, I think we go with Dark Expanse for more points. Anomaly. That's that one, an anomaly. Volatile Reversal. Dark Expanse. And then up to Eldritch Infusion. This way. Make sure we unlock that. And now we're back to murdering stuff. It does look like Anomaly is no longer casting, so there we go. It's now moving with us. There we go. Yeah, I guess maybe every time you change maps or go into a non-combat area, it'll go off. And we need to get the cooldown down a little to have it up all the time.
This is the Archon set. Quickly. Get ready. I'll get this out of here.
It's Yulia.
Over there. Go. I want to say I'll try. Hopefully.
She met us long ago, but we haven't met her until today. Makes sense. I hate those things. They're amongst my least favorite mobs. They hit like a goddamn truck, and they have lots and lots of them. Fortunately, I am now mighty beyond all mortal reckoning. Slight exaggeration. Really slight. This is a much smoother version of the build I played when the game launched. The auto casting on the orbs is seamless now. It used to have a very slight interrupt, a hitch, that could kill you because you're fighting a big boss and he's got a big hit and you're about to move out of the hit and it auto casts and you hitch. And your movement skill is delayed a fraction of a second. Another level! And they're just so tasty. For my second build, I will build a build that will require a little more human interaction. But auto bombers can be very entertaining. The fact that so much of the murderation is done without you having to do much at all. Now the negative thing about using volatile reversal. I'm terrible with names for skills. Don't get me started on Guild Wars 2 skills. It's like I can name one. is it has a long slowdown or cooldown, I should say. Where does that go? The overgrown alcove. I think I've been here before, but I'm not positive. Huh, nothing here. It may just be that this is a new, an area that becomes important in one of the other timelines, or maybe at endgame. There he is, or Kyrian the Rampant. Oh, he hits really hard when he does his little fisties on the ground bit, and of course poison.
I cannot do that.
Got him. He always drops Orcurian's petals. This time he also dropped something else. Is that a Weaver's Will? It's a Weaver's Will item. Weaver's Will is one of the cool ideas they brought into the game last first season. See, it has Weaver's Will of 12. Armor, mana, Weaver's Will. What it is in addition to the other stats that it's showing, 6 to all attributes, increased attack and cast speed, more melee damage to high health enemies, more spell damage to low health enemies. It's going to have random affixes that it's going to roll onto this. And I think you can have up to 4. And it will randomly increase them. So these 4 affixes, I think it is, might be less. You can get, I think, 3 or 2 even. Will have all of those 12 points allotted between them. So it's kind of a crapshoot, but the Weaver's Will items and the Weaver are the primary intent of this expansion. This content patch, Season 2, is all about the Weaver. And there are ways of doing additional stuff with Weaver's Will that will become clear in the end game-ish part. But regardless, because this has got throwing damage and poison resist, this is actually just better. Period. Plus, it has the coolness that is Weaver's Will. Weaver's Will items. It's just fun. You add a decent to very strong item, and you give it add on additional affixes. It's just a fun system.
Right. I'm willing to. I'll use what there should be. If it weren't for you, I'd still be in the dreadnought. Or worse, I'd be making friends with Zarek's victims.
We're there. Yulia's Haven. We're going to keep going until we get to Yulia's Haven, and then I'm going to call it an evening. I will probably continue to play offline. Tomorrow, I'm just going to start my spiel now, even though I probably got 10 minutes, 15 more minutes. Tomorrow is going to be a weird one. Tonight, an old game is returning back from the grave at, I believe, 10 a.m. Central European time? So like 2 a.m. my time? Once upon a time, there was a third-person shooter game that had a television show with it. It was called Cross Media Synergy. The show and the game came out at the same time. The show was okay. Went for 3 seasons. The game was pretty good. The game could have definitely used another year of development. It did feel a bit rushed. The game is called, the game and the show, Defiance. And it's coming back tomorrow. Or tonight, depending on how you wish to look at it. Time is a closed loop. It's coming back, and I'm going to be playing that tomorrow, probably on the early session, and then I will probably have a second late session where I'll be playing more Last Epoch, or possibly more Defiance, depending on how much fun I have. Regardless, it's a game I am glad to have back. I will note also, there's another game launching tomorrow that I kind of wanted to play in early access, but I will wait on that because it's access. Note also, I wanted and wish listed another game that launched the other day. RuneQuest's new crafting survival game. RuneQuest, Dragon something? RuneScape, Dragon something. RuneQuest is a much, much better game. It's an old paper and pencil role-playing game. It came out not too long after original Dungeons & Dragons. And it was always much better. So that's another game that I wanted to play that I'm going to wait for. And we've got... On the 23rd, we have yet another game that I want to be playing, that I will probably be playing. Whoop, we've got a nemesis. Let's finish him off. Gelcor's Blast Knife. I love the Gelcor's Blast Knife builds. They got nerfed a couple, between the launch and Season 1. It's just a really fun build. If you can get 2 of them, you dual wield knives, and you use a bow skill with them. It's just very, very, very fun. So on the 23rd, another new game coming into early access that I played the demo of, and I enjoyed significantly. I believe the demo is still available if it sounds interesting to anyone. The game is called, it's got the best title you're going to see all year, Rail Gods of Hystera. And it is sort of a survival crafting game placed after Cthulhu and the Elder Gods have returned to Earth. The great old ones, I should say, not the Elder Gods. It's a hard game to describe, but it is, the game components are not unusual or unexpected in that it feels a lot like a less polished V-Rising, but then V-Rising's been out for a while. But it's that style of game. My only complaint about the demo was it felt like it had a bit more combat than I would like. I prefer the crafting and survival elements in those kinds of games. More than the combat, generally speaking. Birds. Birds, birds, birds. So those are the games that I will be playing coming up. So tomorrow is Defiance, and probably more Last Epoch, but if I'm having good enough time playing Defiance, maybe just 2 sessions of Defiance. Then more Last Epoch over the days coming up, most likely. And eventually then, Rail Gods of Hystera.
I cannot do that.
That is not the right way. I have chosen poorly. And previously I'd been saying, and then on the 15th of May, we have what we no longer have. Dune Awakening has been delayed for 3 weeks, so it will be the first week in June, 4th or 5th, I think. Nemesis, we want to empower it again. 13 melee lightning damage. I can't remember if that's good or not. For detonating arrow. Would you? Thank you. I was about to ask if he would please die, and then he died. So I guess the answer was yes, he will.
Here I was, hoping this would lead us closer.
The Necropolis of the Deep. I remember in my early D&D days when I first discovered the word Necropolis, City of the Dead. Coolest thing ever. Why are you still moving around? You're supposed to be dead. Did you not get the memo, sir? Definitely need to work on my spell cooldown. I think that's the most important thing I need to get, really. So that I can have more balls. Is that what you will? Alright, Rune Prison, temporarily, not temporarily, temporarily arrested.
Cannot do that.
The judges will find you.
Out of the poison cleanse. Poison bad. Oh, okay. Poison bad. I'll try to remember. That's another level for me, because leveling good. 40? 41? That hardly seems fair. Got like 3 levels, or 3 spec points waiting for me, and I need to do a little bit of respecking, get some more points, and all in all, it's just going to be fantastic. More gold, a few thousand gold, look like about 6,000 gold. The Weaver improved swaddling of the erased. We'll have to check and see what the Weaver... How many points of... Ooh, and we're about to get that gel core. Unless we screw up. So far, we've gotten 9%. Three of the Weaver's Will has gone into elemental resistance, and that's really good. Because that's all of the elements. Personally, I don't know why Earth always gets the short shrift. And same thing in PoE. It's like, yeah, they've got cold, they've got fire, they've got ice, and they've got lightning. They don't have Earth. What the hell's Earth have to do to get a little respect around here? Guild Wars 2 has Earth. All right, Nemesis. We are going to fight him. We're going to get the gel cores, melee lightning, and chance to apply frailty on melee hit. Do not walk through the green lines of pain, Lens. That would be contraindicated. Oops. Would you just do me the great big favor and thank you? He did me the great big favor, and Gelcor's Blast Knife with 2 actually good affixes, I think. Yulia's Haven, so I will be calling it an end of the evening here.
Cannot do that.
This is a friendly
I
zone,
cannot do that. I cannot do that.
although it's filled with the undead. It's still a friendly
I
zone.
cannot do that.
It's complicated.
I cannot do that.
I want to thank you guys, as always, for hanging out here. I really do appreciate it.
I cannot do that.
Really. I will be back tomorrow early
I cannot
with
do that.
a stream playing Defiance for the first time in 4 years since they shut down the servers.
I cannot
If you're
do
not
that.
familiar with it, third-person shooter, science
cannot do
fiction,
that.
not distant
do
science
that.
fiction, so, you know, guns and
I cannot
recognizable
do that.
Mustang vehicles.
I
I think it was
cannot do
Mustang.
that.
And then probably a later session with more Last Epoch, or possibly more
cannot
Defiance
do
if that's
that.
what I'm having more fun with at the time. Don't
I
know.
cannot do
I will
that.
continue to play Last Epoch
I cannot
more
do
this
that.
evening, undoubtedly.
I cannot
So
do
I will
that.
come up when I come back to playing it on
cannot
stream.
do
It will be
that.
higher level. I'll be cooler, more
I cannot
awesome,
do that.
and you may feel even more envious than you
cannot do
already
that.
do, which is none.
I cannot
So
do that.
that's my plans. Probably
cannot
those
do
2
that.
games in some combination for the next few
I cannot
days,
do that.
and then at least 1 day of Rail Gods of
cannot do
Hystera
that.
when it becomes available on the 23rd, which
I
is 6
cannot
days from
do
today.
that.
Busy week,
cannot do
lots
that.
of stuff dropping.
I
But
cannot
back
do
tomorrow
that.
early, so I would guess
cannot do
sometime
that.
11 to noonish, maybe earlier. If like
cannot do
today I
that.
woke up and couldn't get back to sleep. Terrible night's sleep tonight. So
cannot
hopefully
do
tomorrow I can
that.
get a better night's sleep. So maybe
cannot
between
do
10
that.
and noon, start with Defiance.
I cannot do
By then,
that.
I would assume the starting areas would have been
cannot do
thinned
that.
out a little bit because the Europeans will have been playing for a
I
while.
cannot do that.
And also, hopefully, any server
cannot
problems they
do
have
that.
will have been fixed. If not,
I
if they
cannot
still
do
have server
that.
issues or whatever, I will be back playing more Last
I
Epoch
cannot
and
do
probably
that.
then Last Epoch again
I cannot
in the
do
evening
that.
session. That's it.
I cannot
So I'm
do
back
that.
tomorrow. Hopefully, you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of
I
your
cannot do
evening
that.
or day
I cannot do
goes
that.
great. Back again
I
tomorrow.
cannot do that.
Take care and ciao for now.
I cannot.